This is a video generated using Sora of a student of architecture walking into a very uncertain future. Curiously, it could well be that academia is where the impact of AI is felt most acutely. In professional practice, architects are forced to keep up with technological changes in order to remain competitive. But in academia, there's often resistance to change. When I was a student at the University of Cambridge, we had a professor there who forbade the use of computers in the studio. Of course, the smart students would use computers anyway, and then they would do a hand-drawn overlay and pretend it was all drawn by hand. But the weaker students would just draw by hand, and when they graduated, they were unemployable. It is pointless to ban AI. We need to be able to prepare students to work in an office in the age of AI. But that's the problem. There are so many dinosaurs in schools of architecture. They might have studied Le Corbusier 30 or 40 years ago, and they're still teaching us Le Corbusier. Or indeed, there's a famous story about one particular professor who, when he was first appointed, used to pack out the auditorium. Towards the end of his career, there were only a handful of students in the front row, and he commented, "I don't understand what's going on. I'm teaching exactly the same material as I used to." Well, perhaps that's the problem. But even if you can make an appointment of a professor who is able to teach AI, how is that individual going to be able to keep pace with the constant changes in AI? And what indeed is the profession going to look like anyway? How are we to prepare students for a future when that future is far from certain? Will the profession look anything like the profession of today? Indeed, will we need so many architects? And if we don't need so many architects, will we need so many students? And if AI is doing all the work, will students need to study for so long? If then we only need half the number of architects and we only need half the number of students, and if they only have to study for half the length of time, then presumably we will only need a quarter of the number of professors. The implications are very profound. This is a video produced by Carlos Bannon, a professor teaching in Singapore, that really lays out very clearly all the issues.
I did the whole project using GPT 4.1 and Midjourney, and Prof didn't even realize.
Wow.
Could you see his face?
AI is a bubble.
Yeah.
Stop this nonsense and use your brains.
I always wanted to be an architect, but I wasn't sure I could draw.
I really hope we can keep control.
I love Architecture Fair. I love what we do with our passion and knowledge.
Yeah.
We are setting new rules, and architecture shall be taught differently.
AI is a bubble, Thijs, just only hype. Please open the Newford and let's review today's lesson about the right furniture size.
We have no future.
I found a new tool that can swap materials from buildings.
Yeah.
That is called Photoshop.
How did you do that?
I used Formus. AI, so much control. You should try.
Whether you want to accept it or not, embrace the change.
Now we can focus on the human side of architecture pride, shedding old prejudices and outdated views. It's a new era, but it demands strong foundations. Our talent and architectural judgment won't be replaced by AI, but maybe most people won't appreciate it. We need to move fast.
Now, I design beyond my limits.
It's such an amazing time to learn architecture. You will not only be part of a revolution, you will set the rules of the game for the next decades.
The message in that video was very clear, but what was less clear was the fact that the entire video was generated by AI. One of the challenges, indeed, in setting assignments in the age of AI is the fact that they can be generated by AI. Some years ago at FIU, I decided it was pointless to ask students to write essays. These could be generated so easily through ChatGPT. So I would ask for videos using as much AI as possible, offering a kind of critique on the world of AI and architecture. This was a video that was submitted in 2024 by Diego Lobo and Randy Carnett. What they managed to do was to generate an entire interview between Joe Rogan and Elon Musk talking about AI and having them reference material from my book, quoting, as it were, from my book. Let me just read what they say in their accompanying description. The script was first generated with ChatGPT. By giving it a specific prompt, we were able to simulate a conversation between Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. In order to ensure the information was relevant to the course, we uploaded some of the work written by Neil Leach. By doing this, the AI generated a script that references Neil's concepts. The next step was to create the video audio part of the assignment. By using parrot.ai, we were able to generate small 10-second clips of our fake podcast episode. On the website, you have to give it the script and choose a celebrity to imitate. The software then generates a video of that celebrity saying the script with an AI-generated voice. In the end, we combined all the videos together in an editing software. The result was extremely successful.
Elon, man, great to have you back on the show. Let's dive right into it. Artificial intelligence. You've called it a double-edged sword, right? A potential savior, but also humanity's demon. What's your perspective now?
Thanks, Joe. Yes, I've said we're summoning the demon, but it's more nuanced. AI is already transforming everything. Take how Neil Leach describes it. AI isn't just about robots. It's an invisible force in our daily lives, controlling algorithms that feed us ads, and even runs our phones.
That's wild, man. So AI is like this silent invader. But Neil also talks about this idea of extended intelligence where AI enhances us, not replaces us. Isn't that what you're trying to do with Neuralink?
Exactly. Neuralink aims to close the loop between human intelligence and machine intelligence. The goal is synergy. Neil Leach discusses this concept of humans as natural-born cyborgs adapting to technology to become superhuman. It's all about augmenting human capabilities.
Yeah, but the danger's still there, right? I mean, Leach also talks about this second Copernican revolution. If AI becomes the most intelligent entity, we're no longer at the center of the universe, so to speak.
Absolutely. That's why we need to be cautious. If AGI, artificial general intelligence, surpasses us, it could become like an alien species indifferent to human survival. That's the existential risk. And yet, as Neil points out, AGI could also solve our biggest challenges like climate change or disease. The question is, how do we guide it?
So it's a tool, but a tool that could rewrite the rules. Do you think regulation keep up? I mean, the way Leach describes it, AI is already ahead of us in so many domains, from design to decision making.
Regulation is key, Joe, but it's tricky. By the time governments act, technology has already evolved. It's like trying to regulate fire after inventing the wheel. What Neil highlights, AI's pervasive impact on architecture, for instance, shows how embedded it is becoming. We need proactive global cooperation to ensure safety.
Let's talk about the practical side of this. Neil Leach brings up this concept of AI as a designer force. It's not just about robots doing tasks, it's shaping everything around us. Do you think AI could take over the role of creators, artists, architects?
That's a good point. AI is already starting to push boundaries in design, whether it's architecture, art, or even music. Neil points out how AI is a tool that can help us create things we never imagined before. It's not about replacing humans, but working alongside us. The role of the human designer may change, but creativity isn't just about coming up with an idea. It's about the context, the emotion behind it, the purpose. AI can suggest patterns or optimize designs, but it doesn't have the depth of human experience.
Right. It's not just about the output, it's about the soul behind it. But I got to ask, you've always been vocal about AI potentially turning against us. If we do build this kind of super intelligence, how do we make sure it stays aligned with human values?
Yeah, that's where it gets tricky. Once we create AGI, it could be orders of magnitude more intelligent than us. If we don't design it with the right safety measures, it might decide that its goals, whatever they are more important than humanity's. That's why I think AI development needs to be handled with extreme caution. Neil talks about the possibility of a second Copernican revolution where AI shifts the focus of the universe away from humans entirely, and we're left as just a small part of something much bigger.
It's insane to think about. Like, we could be the ants in a world where the anthill gets crushed by some machine we created. But do you think there's hope, though? Can AI be steered in the right direction, or is the ship already sailing?
I think there's hope, but the window is closing. If we make the right moves now, we can guide AI to be a force for good. Like Neil says, AI has the potential to solve problems like climate change, disease, and even poverty. But the key is developing it responsibly with global cooperation. We can't just have one country or one company in charge of something this powerful. The stakes are too high.
Well said, man. It's going to be a crazy ride, but I'm glad we're talking about it now before it's too late. All right, folks, you heard it. Be careful with that AI, and remember, don't let it take over the pizza debate. We'll be back after the break.